here we are. This is it. Now, I'm not very good at Doom, so I'm going to be cheating. It was recommended that this be played on ultra violence, so that's what we're going to do. So here we are playing the Doom level of a psychopath and a murderer. It's quite a creepy feeling. As you can see, I was not lying about my inexperience with this game. I'm really terrible at it, so I will be cheating right now. Okay. Alright. So we are now invincible, so we should be fine. Okay. So yeah, it's very unusual to be playing a game by someone who was using this essentially as a training ground to murder his fellow students. Now, Dylan Klebold was a fan of Doom as well, but Eric Harris, who called himself Reb, was obviously much more into it. So, of course, I've not seen Columbine High School, I've not seen floor plans or anything of the sort, so I cannot vouch for how accurate this is to the school, but I think we can assume that it's accurate enough. So, presumably this would be the school entrance, and this would be like a cafeteria, perhaps. Yeah, I'm really bad at Doom, so apologies if this takes far too long. There are only 2 levels, thank goodness, for my sake. So that's a lot of demons there. I assumed I would be able to no. So presumably we've just to stay away from that area. So, as I'm sure you can imagine, my commentary is not going to be the best, because I don't want to you know, glorify what the Columbine killers did. What they did was absolutely disgusting, to say the least, and they do not deserve the attention that I'm giving them even right now. So I'm going to assume that this is the outdoors of the school here. Now, if I recall correctly, this demon up on the platform here is a boss. I've never actually finished him, so I'm not too sure. There seems to be infighting going on. That might have been part of Eric Harris's design. I of course can't say for sure. It's just so surreal to be playing this, knowing that that lunatic put probably at least 2 hours of his life into this, just to practice killing his fellow students. If he knew that his legacy would live on like this, you can't help but wonder if things would have turned out differently if he had a little glimpse into the future. This demon is incredibly tanky. As I say, I'm playing on ultra violence because this WAD, as it's called, came with a readme file, and specifically said that you should play this on ultra violence. So that's what I'm doing. Not that I care to respect his wishes or anything. So what was the point of coming out here? I'm very confused. Perhaps killing that demon has opened something up? It's also quite surreal when you consider songs like Pumped Up Kicks by Foster the People, which are, of course, about a school shooter. I think it would be fair to say that it was inspired by the Columbine massacre. So again, like, you can't help but wonder if they'd known the impact that they would have on pop culture and still being discussed to this day, maybe things would have turned out differently, or maybe it would have spurred them on even more. There's no point thinking about these things because we'll simply never know. So that's a key, I know that much. That did something. Eric Harris once said that almost every single thought he has is in some way connected to Doom. And I'd like to give a shout out to my friend Gaming Wolf for helping me get all this set up. And, you know, not judging me for doing it in the first place. So we're back at the entrance. We do have a blue key card now, but unless I'm completely insane, I have no recollection of seeing a blue door. So that's red. This looks right. Now I believe my friend Gaming Wolf said that somewhere there are enemy spawners, making this incredibly difficult. So that's... I don't even recognize the majority of these demons. Yeah, this is madness. Isn't this pretty much every single monster in the game? This is just nuts. I don't see how anyone could beat this without using cheats. You know, we're on a time limit here. And despite the fact that he said to kill everything, there is no good reason we should follow everything he said. I suppose with the BFG here we can wipe everything out fairly quickly. I didn't even realise that this was the BFG, I thought that was what I was using before. So presumably all these guys are supposed to be students of Columbine. It's incredibly disturbing. Now I personally, I don't know how you might feel about it, I personally don't see an issue with these levels remaining online. They are historically significant for better or worse. Okay, we're all out of BFG now. One of the weapons that Eric Harris used in the massacre, he said in one of his diaries that it was straight out of Doom. It's just lunacy on every level. Right, so we do have the red key card now, so that's the end of the first level. So that's called Entryway. That's interesting. And a power of 30 seconds? Is that even possible? There are other Doom levels out there that were made by Eric Harris, and I think some by Dylan Klebold as well. But they're not in any way tied to Columbine. I really hope that anyone watching this doesn't find this to be in poor taste. I just felt that there weren't very many documents of this online. I certainly don't mean to exploit victims of Columbine or to celebrate either of the perpetrators. So, if anyone does have an issue with this and would like for it to be taken offline, I will happily oblige. I certainly don't mean to upset anyone with this. Yeah, so it's quite clear that I'm not a Doom player, because you can quite clearly see I don't have the foggiest idea what I'm doing. This level's very dark, which I find interesting because surely when the massacre was being planned they weren't going to cut the power or anything. I mean, it's possible. So, obviously I've got my 4-minute limit for making these videos, but if you wish to see the full thing, with and without commentary, just look in the description. I've provided links for them. Only if you want to, of course. It's just I just figured this was a rare glimpse into the mind of a psychopath. And for that reason, I thought it was appropriate for our little October marathon. So there doesn't seem to be a particular preference for enemy types. Seems we've got all of them here. He also apparently made custom death animations for some of the enemies, but that's wasted on me. I really wouldn't know. So we've got a red key card. I think we got that a while ago actually, but I cannot see anywhere where we could use it, particularly when it's so dark. So I suppose all I can do is search for a door. We've been in there, that's where we got the red key card. That's the entrance. So presumably these are based on the school labs, or this particular level I should say. Again though, I've never looked up pictures of Columbine and I have no desire to. So whether or not this is accurate, I couldn't tell you. I would imagine it is. I've never made a Doom level myself, so I don't know how long something like this would take to make, but I think there is a way you can tell. I think that certainly a couple of Paris's levels took about an hour and a half to make. And from what I've seen, oh my goodness, look at this. From what I've seen, his levels were fairly popular. Of course, that's coming from him. So how true that is, we'll never know. Because a psychopath like that is going to have absolutely no problems lying to pick himself up. So it feels like this is only possible with the BFG. I just don't know who would have fun doing this. This is just insane. The amount of enemies. even with the BFG, it's not helping much. And I'm soon going to be in a position where I can't move, because I'm just so overwhelmed right now. But I assume, oh my goodness. I assume we are supposed to activate these switches. It's very difficult to do when there are this many enemies on screen. Excuse me. IDFA. Okay. This really is the only way to do it. It's quite sad that this is one of my first experiences of the original Doom. I have played it before, of course, but I didn't get very far. I prefer the more recent games in the series. Now, of course, the Columbine killers, I don't know if they have like a minimum amount of people they wanted to harm, but fortunately it was 12 students and 1 teacher, so it could have been much worse than it was. Of course, that's no consolation to the families of those affected by the massacre, but it could have been considerably worse. These lost souls can travel very far. Okay, you know what? We can let them live. I think we've done enough extermination for now. Of course, if they come to me, that's a different story. I was playing Blood for tonight's stream, and it's a Doom clone, but I enjoy it. Oh, by the way, there will be no stream or movie tonight. I'll be mourning my mother, so I'm taking the evening off, as I'm sure you understand. This video was recorded on the 21st, so I'm way ahead of schedule, so I'm not sure what pressing these is doing. I think this is the last one. So that opens that. And what does that do? See, that's where we came in. Yeah, all the switches are definitely activated. And that's it. That's the Columbine Doom levels. Thank you very much for watching. See you tomorrow.